Have you ever noticed those small changes in your elderly loved one's habits? Things that didn't seem like a big deal at first, but as time went on, you started to wonder, is something else going on here? Maybe they've always been so independent, taking care of themselves without a second thought, but lately, you're noticing little things that are out of place, like their bathroom habits. It might seem like a small thing at first, something that's easy to overlook. But, believe me, bathroom habits can reveal a lot more about a person's health than you might think. Especially for older women. These changes might not scream for attention, but trust me, they're speaking loud and clear about their well-being. And today, we're going to talk about them. As we age, our bodies go through so many changes, some big, some small, some we don't even notice until it's too late. But it's these small, sometimes subtle changes that matter the most, especially when it comes to our health. They might seem trivial, but they can lead to discomfort, frustration, and even embarrassment for your loved one. And what's one of the most overlooked issues? The way we smell. That's right, our bathroom habits can start to affect the way we smell, and that can have a huge impact on our confidence, dignity, and overall quality of life. This isn't just about cleanliness. It's about making sure your loved one feels like themselves, with the dignity and respect they deserve. When we catch these signs early, we have the power to help our loved ones maintain their health, comfort, and self-esteem even in their later years. So in today's video, we're going to uncover 4 common bathroom habits that might be causing unwanted odors in older women. But we're not just leaving you with the problem, we'll also be giving you the solutions. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what changes to make to keep your loved ones fresh, comfortable, and feeling their best. We're going to walk through every detail so you can be proactive and provide the care they need to maintain their health and dignity. You'll leave here with tips and advice that you can put into action right away. Imagine your grandmother, the one who always took such pride in her self-care. You remember the days when she'd light a scented candle, draw a bath, and enjoy her time pampering herself. But lately, you've started to notice something different. She's not quite as meticulous anymore. Maybe she's even skipped a few showers, and at first, you brushed it off. You might think, she's just forgetful, it's no big deal. But soon, you start noticing something else, an unpleasant odor that lingers in the room. It's not just about hygiene anymore. It's become something that's making her uncomfortable. You begin to wonder, what's really going on here? Is it just forgetfulness, or could it be something more? As women age, a lot of things change in the body, and unfortunately, some of those changes can impact their ability to maintain personal hygiene. Decreased mobility plays a huge role. When it's harder to get in and out of the bathtub or shower, things that once seemed simple can start to feel like insurmountable tasks. Cognitive decline can also contribute. You see, it's not always just about forgetfulness, it can be due to the brain not signaling the need to care for oneself in the way it once did. And sometimes, it's medical conditions that prevent proper hygiene. For example, conditions like arthritis or chronic pain can make bathing incredibly challenging. When these tasks become too difficult, the body can start to develop an odor, especially in places that need extra care, like the genital area, where bacteria can build up more easily. Now, here's where a lot of families make a mistake. When they notice that their loved one isn't keeping up with their hygiene like they used to, they assume it's laziness. They think, oh, she just doesn't care anymore, or she's just being stubborn. But more often than not, it's not laziness at all. It's deeper than that. It could be depression. Yes, depression can cause people to lose interest in basic self-care because they don't feel motivated to keep up with it. It could be pain, either physical or emotional, that makes the effort too much to handle. And in some cases, it's simply the inability to perform tasks they used to do easily, like taking a shower, because of age-related changes in strength or stamina. When families chalk this up to just being forgetful or lazy, they overlook the fact that their loved one might be struggling with something much more serious. Now, if you're noticing this in your loved one, there are steps you can take to help. And it's not about being judgmental, it's about supporting them with care and compassion. First, make sure you're helping with their hygiene routine in a way that maintains their dignity. If they're struggling with mobility, consider investing in a shower chair or other assistive devices. There are also plenty of products available that can make bathing safer and easier, like grab bars, handheld shower heads, or slip-resistant mats. In some cases, you may even want to consider professional help. If your loved one feels embarrassed or overwhelmed by the thought of someone else assisting, gently approach it as a way to make their life easier, not as a sign of weakness. Remember, they're not failing, they're adjusting to new challenges. But hygiene isn't the only concern. There's another common issue that many older women face, and it can have a big impact on their bathroom habits and the way they smell. Let's talk about urinary incontinence, a condition that can leave them feeling embarrassed and self-conscious. But don't worry, we'll talk about ways to manage this, too, and how it can affect the body. Now, imagine this. Your elderly mother, who used to be the life of every family gathering, now suddenly avoids social events. She's not coming to the parties, the family dinners, or even the small outings you used to have together. At first, you think she's just tired or maybe a little more introverted these days. But one day, you catch a glimpse of her, looking embarrassed as she tries to hide the fact that she had a bathroom accident. It hits you, this isn't just about being tired. It's something deeper. She's too ashamed to talk about it, so she's quietly suffering, hoping no one notices. But you do. And now, you're left wondering, why is this happening? Why is your once vibrant mom retreating into herself? Urinary incontinence is one of the most common issues older women face, and it's not just something you can brush aside as part of getting older. There are a number of factors that contribute to this problem. First, as we age, the pelvic floor muscles weaken. These muscles support the bladder, and when they lose strength, it can become harder to control urination. Hormonal changes that come with menopause can also play a role. These changes can affect the bladder's sensitivity and its ability to hold urine. And let's not forget the impact of weak bladder control. With age, our bladder may not be able to hold as much urine, leading to accidents when you least expect them. For many older women, this becomes a source of stress and embarrassment. And if left unmanaged, it can result in unpleasant odors that make social situations even more difficult to navigate. Now, here's where many families get it wrong. When they notice the occasional accident or leakage, they think it's just a normal part of aging. But it doesn't have to be this way. Yes, bladder control can decline with age, but that doesn't mean that urinary incontinence is inevitable, or that there's nothing you can do about it. There are effective treatments available that can help. Some people believe there's nothing that can be done, or they simply shrug it off, thinking it's something their loved one has to deal with on their own. But let me tell you, pelvic floor exercises, like Kegels, can help strengthen those muscles and improve control. Medications can help calm an overactive bladder, and adult incontinence pads can provide that extra layer of protection and confidence. The key is to understand that it's a medical issue, and like any medical issue, there are ways to manage it effectively. If you've noticed your loved one experiencing urinary incontinence, don't ignore it. First, encourage them to try using adult incontinence products. These are available in all kinds of forms, from discreet pads to more absorbent options, designed to keep them dry and confident. And let's be real. No one likes to talk about it, but making sure they're comfortable with these products is a huge step toward regaining their dignity. If the issue persists, it's time to consult with a doctor. There are treatments available that can help, from prescription medications to specialized pelvic floor therapy. It's important to get the right guidance, because it's not just about managing the symptoms, it's about improving their quality of life. Sometimes, even lifestyle changes like reducing caffeine and alcohol intake can help reduce the frequency of accidents. Don't let this go unaddressed. Help them take the first step toward getting the care they need. Now that we've addressed incontinence, let's move on to another bathroom habit that can impact your loved one's comfort and odor: dietary choices. What we eat plays a huge role in how our bodies function, and it can directly affect bathroom odors. Let's talk about that next. Have you noticed that your elderly relative's eating habits are changing? At first, it was subtle. She's no longer reaching for those fresh fruits and vegetables she used to love, and instead, you see her opting for processed, convenience foods. Maybe she's telling you she's not hungry or just doesn't feel like cooking. While it might seem like a small thing at first, over time, it starts to have a much bigger impact than you might think. You notice it not just in her energy levels, but in her bathroom habits too. She's becoming more uncomfortable, struggling with digestion, and sometimes even avoiding meals altogether. You can't help but wonder, what's going on? And why is something as simple as food causing so many problems? As we age, our digestive system can slow down, and the foods we choose to eat play a huge role in how efficiently our bodies process them. A poor diet, especially one high in processed foods, can lead to all sorts of digestive issues. Constipation is one of the most common problems. It happens when the body doesn't have enough fiber to move waste through the digestive tract. This can lead to discomfort, bloating, and even foul-smelling stools. But it's not just constipation that's a concern. A diet high in salt, sugar, and preservatives can throw the entire digestive system off balance. The body has a harder time breaking down these foods, and that can lead to unpleasant odors and digestion issues that make bathroom habits even more difficult to manage. Here's the thing, many families don't realize just how much the food we eat impacts our entire system. The assumption is often that eating less or skipping meals is okay because she's just getting older, or she doesn't feel as hungry as she used to. But the truth is, a poor diet can directly affect the way the body functions, especially when it comes to digestion. You might think those extra salty chips or sugary snacks aren't a big deal, but over time, they can wreak havoc. Salt and preservatives can lead to water retention and dehydration, making constipation even worse. And when the body is dehydrated, digestion becomes sluggish, which makes the process of eliminating waste more difficult. And yes, it contributes to those odors we'd rather avoid. Simply making healthier food choices can drastically improve digestive health and reduce odors, but many families don't connect the dots between diet and the issues that arise. If you're noticing these signs, it's time to help your loved one make some simple, yet impactful changes to their diet. Start by encouraging them to add more fiber-rich foods, like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, to their meals. Fiber helps promote regular bowel movements and can ease constipation. And don't forget water, staying hydrated is just as important for digestive health. If your loved one is reluctant to make dietary changes, start slow. Perhaps a small fruit salad at breakfast or a veggie snack in the afternoon can get them back on track. If constipation is an ongoing issue, it's a good idea to consult with a doctor. Stool softeners or other gentle remedies may be recommended to help ease the discomfort. But diet is always the first line of defense. The more you can encourage healthy, nutritious choices, the better their digestive system and bathroom habits will function. And now that we've talked about the impact of diet on digestive health, it's time to discuss another bathroom habit that's often overlooked: changes in bowel movements. We all know that as we age, our bodies undergo changes, but when it comes to the bathroom, sometimes those changes can signal a deeper issue. Let's dive into that next. Picture this: your elderly loved one used to be so active, always on the go, and never skipping a drink of water. But lately, you've noticed that she rarely reaches for a glass, even when it's hot outside or after meals. She's telling you she doesn't feel thirsty, but you can see the effects. Her skin is drier, she's more tired, and she's becoming more constipated. Little by little, you start to realize something's not right, but it's hard to put your finger on it. Could something as simple as hydration be the key to it all? Could dehydration be playing a bigger role in her bathroom habits than you ever imagined? Hydration is crucial, especially as we age. The body naturally loses its ability to retain water as we get older, and that makes older adults more prone to dehydration. When there's not enough fluid in the body, everything starts to slow down. Digestive processes become sluggish, and constipation becomes a bigger issue. But it's not just about digestion. Dehydration can lead to urinary issues, like urinary tract infections, UTIs, which can cause odors, discomfort, and even confusion in some older adults. Dehydration also affects the skin, making it more prone to dryness and irritation, especially in areas where friction is common, like underarms and thighs. This lack of moisture can cause cracks in the skin, creating an environment for bacteria to thrive. And when it comes to bathroom habits, dehydration can make everything feel more uncomfortable and difficult. Many families think that if their elderly loved one isn't complaining of thirst, they're fine. But the truth is, thirst isn't always a reliable indicator of the body's need for water, especially in older adults. As we age, the body's thirst signals become weaker, and it's easy for dehydration to sneak up unnoticed. And when dehydration sets in, it can trigger a whole range of problems, from constipation to urinary issues to skin breakdowns. The misconception here is thinking that as long as they aren't asking for water, they don't need it. But that's simply not the case. If your loved one isn't drinking enough water, it's time to get proactive. Encourage them to take small sips throughout the day, even if they don't feel thirsty. Keep water within reach at all times. On the kitchen counter, by their favorite chair, or even in the bathroom. Sometimes, adding a slice of lemon or cucumber can make water more appealing. You can also try offering other hydrating fluids, like herbal teas or soups, to mix things up. If you're worried about dehydration affecting their bathroom habits, a good first step is to check in with a healthcare provider. Hydration is foundational to good health, and ensuring they're drinking enough is one of the easiest and most impactful things you can do. I know that these are sensitive topics to discuss, but they're also incredibly important. So, let's make this a space where we can help each other. Which of these habits have you noticed in an elderly loved one? Are there any strategies that have worked for you in making sure they stay comfortable and healthy? Maybe you've found some simple solutions that made a big impact. I'd love to hear your experiences. Drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. We're all in this together, and sharing your thoughts could help someone else facing the same challenges. If you found today's video helpful and you want to stay informed with more tips on elderly care, please consider subscribing to Seniors Care. Every week, we share advice and strategies to help you take the best possible care of your loved ones. So if you don't want to miss out on future videos that can make a real difference in their lives, hit that subscribe button. And, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us reach more families who might need this information. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you taking the time to learn with me today. Stay informed, stay patient, and keep showing your love and care for your elderly loved ones. Every step you take, no matter how small, is making a huge difference in their lives. I know it's not always easy, but together, we can make sure that their later years are filled with comfort and dignity. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.